Phosphorus grenade at age 10. What doesn't kill you? When I was 10-year-old, I experienced something that would forever mark my life. It was Purim, a joyful celebration in Tel Aviv, Israel, like a Halloween here in the US, full of costumes, music, laughter. I was dancing with my mom and my dad at the center of the city of Tel Aviv, City Square, when everything suddenly changed. I heard an explosion and in an instant found myself engulfed in flames. The pain was unbearable, and I remember running through the crowd, desperate to escape the fire clinging to me. People tried to help, hitting me with cloths or trying to put the flames out in many ways, but it was phosphorus, and it wouldn't go out. Since I saw the famous photo of a 9 years old Vietnamese, the Napalm Girl, running naked in extreme pain, the 1972 image has been living in my mind still decade later, burned, terrified, hurting, running. I was her. She was me. I don't remember screaming or crying, just running. Finally, somehow, someone threw me into a sandbox and covering me with sand. I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was in an ambulance, crammed with my mother and several teenage girls whose faces had seemed melted from the burning phosphorus fire. My mother sat across me, her face calm but filled with care and concern. Then I remember also seeing my father following us in his old Vespa, which somehow gave me a sense of safety and sense of comfort. My mother on the other side in the ambulance, my father behind me. So amidst all this chaos and pain, I just remember her sitting there and him driving behind us. At the hospital, the girls that were burned uh, were crying and they were taking in. I was whisked away and remember my mom with her ankle severely burned, looking calmly after me in the other. The phosphorus had eaten her ankle deep, but she never complained. She never showed any pain. During my time in the hospital, my curly black hair started to grow back, and the nurses loved petting it. They gave me a wheelchair, and I quickly learned to do wheelies, finding unexpected joy only a child can realize in such circumstances, feeling support by the care, attention from the nurses, doctor, my mother, and visiting friends. My father visited me every day afterward, bringing me orange juice, which he hanged on my IV stand so I can drink whenever I want. My mother was next door in the woman's ward, and although she couldn't move much, I would wheel myself over to visit her. And having her close by made me feel secure and almost forgetting any sense of danger or uncertainty. The side of my right hip, my left calf, and all my hair had been on fire, challenging to put it out. It was a challenge to put it out. To this day, I still carry deep scars both in my body and in my memory. I can still picture myself running through the crowd, engulfed in flames. Yet, oddly, I don't remember the pain, just the shock and the blur of that horror moment. Later, I learned that the explosion has been caused by a soldier in the Israeli Defense Forces who had mistakenly thrown phosphorus grenade instead of a smoke grenade. It was an accident, a tragic, careless mistake due to the similarity of these two grenades. The army actually afterwards made sure that the two types of grenade look completely different, so to prevent such confusion from happening again. So it was supposedly kind of traumatic, incredible event. But there's a few lessons that I carry with me from age 10 to today, 60 plus years. First, my first kind of make sense of that accident happen. Life is unpredictable. And when people tell me be careful before they do something risky or fly somewhere, I always think that the most dangerous part of the trip is actually the drive to the event, the drive to the airport. Accidents are out of our control. They happen no matter how cautious we are. The second lesson that I carry from this age 10 is that the strange duality of life. I've come to accept that shit happens. The good can come from the worst experiences of places, the way I feel I've taken out of this experience. That day was one of the many that forced me to live life fully in a new level of resilience that I received from each of my traumas. The third lesson that even the best intention can lead to disaster. The soldier did not mean for any of this to happen, but the consequences were devastating for me, for the teenage girls, for my mother. It's a reminder that the road to hell is paved with good intention. The last lesson is what I call the metaphor of illness and injury and trauma. These things often metaphors for struggle we face in the form of which we carry them. For example, when I later on at age 23, I lost my calf in a war as a metaphor of illness, I told myself I deserve it because I shouldn't have gone to war to fight because I didn't believe in the war. So life has a way of shaping us, even though pain actually, especially through pain and suffering. I have always felt a sense of somehow invincibility. I've survived more than most, and people have, many people say I have angels watching over me, divinely protecting, so to speak. I don't know if it's true or not, but I know that phosphorus grenade did not break me. It made me stronger.